This, to me, is absolutely fascinating because on so many different levels, but mainly, Bungie made Halo, which kind of made the Xbox for Microsoft, right? And they even owned Bungie. Now that Microsoft is buying the maker of Call of Duty, which is kind of, the successor to Halo, Sony, the owner of PlayStation, is going to buy Bungie. What's going on here?
Looks like it's acquisition season.
I mean, apparently.
Sony bought Bungie, $3.6 billion. You know what's funny? You remember the other day we were playing and we were having the conversation where I was saying I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft, with their acquisition spree, if they acquired Bungie, and you and Mondo from PlayStation were all like, no, it's not going to happen. They wouldn't dare get acquired.
No, actually, Mondo was the one that was saying they wouldn't dare get acquired because they wanted to go independent and all that stuff. I was saying that it actually made sense for Microsoft to acquire them because they have a good relationship. It looks like Destiny was on Game Pass, and like Bungie did get their start on Xbox. So, or as far as actually they might have not.
No, they actually got their start on PC.
Yeah, I was like, maybe I just wasn't familiar with their history, but
no, they definitely got their start on PC, but they brought Halo over to console.
Yeah.
Right, that was their first entry. So, what is Sony gaining by this?
You sent the message, the PlayStation blog,
right,
where they kind of talked about it, and one of the things that I noticed that they mentioned was Bungie, like, and their tech, and like their tools and stuff like that. So I don't know if they're planning on leveraging some of that stuff for something else, because I mean it has to be mutually beneficial in some way, because especially if they're not planning on making their game exclusive or whatever, then it's just
well, let the people that are listening know, like, what did Bungie say in the PlayStation blog, which, by the way, I'll leave in the description for those that want to check it out.
Let me see. I mean, Bungie, they talked about still keeping their creative freedom.
I actually have it up right here. So it says, I want to be very clear to the community that Bungie will remain an independent and multi-platform studio and publisher. So that right there is the number one line that, I think most people want to know. Like, what's going to happen to Destiny? Is it going to be exclusive? Is it going to be continue multi-plat, free to play? And I think that line sums it up very nicely. But I wouldn't be surprised if this down the line does become some sort of exclusive. Like, it could be that Destiny 2, maybe they drop the 2 and they just call it Destiny free to play or whatever. That continues multi-platform and online. But maybe Destiny 3 could be some sort of exclusive.
I don't know. I mean, I guess they could. It's not something people are gonna look at favorably, but they can for sure do that. I don't think that's something Bungie would want to do though. There was an interesting piece of the Bungie's quote though from that blog where it says, "Today Bungie begins our journey to become a global multimedia entertainment company." Not entirely sure what that means as far as like a change to what they currently are, and like what that means as far as like a departure in what they offer in the future. It sounds like it's like more than just gaming, which is interesting. But
yeah, I would argue that they already were, global.
Yeah.
But if they, I don't know, if they think that they weren't global already, or maybe you're right, maybe they're talking about, I mean, multimedia could mean anything, right? We could be talking about mobile games, or even, Sony's major revenue is movies. What if we're talking about Destiny movies?
Yeah. That's
right?
actually interesting. That could That could be a thing. Because when they mentioned multimedia entertainment company, that like kind of raised kind of like
Eyebrow.
movie or show. Yeah, movie or show kind of vibes from that wording. And I mean it Sony is moving into like a lot of like multimedia stuff themselves, entertainment stuff, like with the Uncharted movie coming out soon.
Oh, very true.
The Last of Us TV show coming out. So I
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
it could be something like that where they plan on leveraging the IP with some sort of entertainment like TV show or a movie.
I think we just connected all the dots.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
First. You heard it here first, folks.
All you got to do is add one of those clickbaity titles that says Bungie TV show confirmed.
Coming soon.
But actually, yeah, I mean, when not now that you brought that up, that actually makes a lot of sense. Because it's not something that they would have access to without this kind of a
Well, I'm just thinking out loud, right?
merger acquisition.
What them joining Sony versus Xbox, where's the benefit? I'm not seeing how one benefits over the other in any way, except that Sony has this whole other division where they're doing movies and TV shows,
Yeah,
right? And then
Mhm.
and the if the Xbox One has taught Microsoft anything, it's that they're not good at movies and games mixing the two.
I don't
So
know
they
if I don't know if they're not because like those episodes, those Quantum Break episodes, they weren't
oh, they're
bad.
great.
They were good.
Well, but
That
hold on. That's sort of one of the complaints that people have about the game is that you're sitting through a 20 to 30 minute cutscene slash
yeah,
movie.
I mean I
I
get it, but it's like the show aspect of it itself wasn't bad. It
oh
was
no, the
just
show was great,
yeah,
but understand that by the time that the game was already in development, right, by Remedy, and that's a contract they signed with a third party. By the time it was already in development, Microsoft had killed the Microsoft studio that was in charge of media relationships and media
mhm.
specifically. So Donald Matrick, by that time, he had been gone, and Phil Spencer had taken over. And once Phil Spencer took over, that's when they cut all ties with media, essentially, because the Xbox One was marketed as a home media console,
Oh
not
yeah,
necessarily as a gaming system.
yeah.
And literally, the Xbox had 5 studios at the time. We all know all the jokes that Xbox had no games or had. Well, that's because they only have 5 studios, and one of them was dedicated to this type of media, like multimedia production, and that's sort of why we got the cross with Quantum Break, where it's half a game and half a TV show. And if you notice, there's no Quantum Break 2.
Sadly.
Sadly, I did like that game.
So
That's
like
true.
back to the whole show kind of situation. That specific quote from their take on this whole like acquisition thing is interesting, and like it kind of ties into what you were saying, and like I think there's a lot of like lore that they can explore with the Destiny IP.
Oh, for
There
sure.
are YouTube videos like literally just dedicated to Destiny lore. So
Yeah,
it's they got a lot of
YouTube
stuff to work with.
channels just for Destiny.
Yeah.
Aren't the Destiny raids like 6 hours long each or something like that?
They're pretty long, I guess, depending on how long it takes you to beat them and how well you coordinate with your team.
Yeah, that's true. That is
Definitely like
true.
the first time people try to beat a raid, like it usually takes a while.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
people race to be the first to finish the raid.
So let me ask you a couple things, right? First thing, do you think this is a response to Sony buying Activision slash Blizzard?
You mean Microsoft?
Did I say the wrong thing?
You said Sony.
Sorry.
uh, I don't think so. I I and I don't think so. More so because of what we just talked about, where because it's like they're planning on they're planning on staying independent and like doing things, keeping their creative control and like all that kind of stuff. So it's like you kind of have to look at other things, other ways in which this acquisition is going to be beneficial to both parties. And I think what we just kind of talked about is kind of where this is going. And this is like something where they both benefit in that Sony gets access to this IP and like this rich lore that they can build shows and movies out of, and then Bungie gets access to Sony's PlayStation Studios and like their experience with bringing their IPs to the silver screen or whatever. So they kind of both need each other for this to work.
Yeah, very true. That's absolutely right on point. And then the other thing is, I'll answer that as well. These deals take months, if not years. So unless Sony knew that Microsoft was on the verge of purchasing Activision and Blizzard a couple months ago, and then they said, hop on the phone, let's call everybody, I don't think it's a response. Definitely not on the same scale.
Oh yeah, no. Not as far as just the different IPs that they acquired.
That's true.
And
the number of IPs
and how much money it costed to do that.
Man. Number
that
of
Activision deal was probably like 10 times this.
More than that.
This much.
15 times. Okay. And so what do you think about Sony now having Bungie, the studio that created Halo, under their belt?
Yeah, that's an interesting kind of twist. It's kind of it's kind of counter. I was gonna say counter, but it's kind of counter in like the same side of the coin as what we had been talking about before when Microsoft announced the Activision acquisition, where it's like now technically Microsoft has control over Crash Bandicoot, which got its start on PlayStation. Yeah.
What's the other one?
Wasn't it Spyro too?
Spyro. Oh man.
The two most popular games on the PlayStation.
I know. Microsoft must have been so happy. Yeah, we got Spyro and Crash. And now Sony bought Bungie. Sony right now is like, oh, got him. We got him back. To be fair, I do think that 343, although Halo 4 was pretty well received, Halo 5 not so much. I think they knocked it out of park with Halo Infinite.
Yeah, I mean the multiplayer has been pretty fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it could still use some polish and some more additions and stuff, but it's been pretty fun.
Well, the game has seasons. They can't just give you everything in one shot. It's supposed to be 10 years.
Well, they got a long way to go if they want to be the next Fortnite and Apex Legends.
Oh man, or the newly acquired Call of Duty Warzone.
Oh, was this a response to Microsoft's acquisition? I feel like the acquisitions were done for different reasons. Like we were just talking about the whole multimedia entertainment aspect of this like acquiring for Sony. I think it definitely like goes in line with where they've been moving their like IPs and stuff. Like we already talked about like the Uncharted movie, then also the Last of Us TV show. So I think they're trying to move more into that space, and I guess it makes sense for Sony too, because it's like that's I feel like where they've been making most of their money anyway. Like the the Spider-Man movie that recently came out.
Oh, Into the Spider-Verse.
Really well. Into the Spider-Verse as well.
Yeah.
It's like they kind of see what's been working for them, and I guess they want to lean into that. So yeah, I mean, this is like the perfect chance for them to do that with this IP.
Well, the other thing is that this is an established IP. Even though it's new last gen, but this gen it's established and it has a big following. So putting out a show or a movie or whatever they're gonna do, a lot of people are gonna go see it, and they're gonna make a lot of money off of it.
Yeah, I mean, like, and This is like, it's definitely, the lore is definitely there for like a good sci-fi movie. So
Right. And they could go into so many different directions with Destiny. We could be seeing like both a movie and a TV show, and they could be completely unrelated.
yeah, no, I mean they have so much like lore that they can work with for that IP that the possibilities are endless as far as what they can do entertainment wise.
Yeah.
And it's like it's a different side too of entertainment because with kind of yeah because with Uncharted, you know, they got their bases covered as far as I don't know, like heist, fantasy-esque movie, kind of like a Tomb Raider kind of situation. And then with The Last of Us, they got their post-apocalyptic kind of situation, zombie,
Yeah.
whatever. And then with Bungie and Destiny related stuff, they got their sci-fi and aliens.
Oh yeah. No, they have a wide variety, which is good. Hey guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, share this video with a buddy or two, leave your comments below. And for any and all acquisitions, keep it here. You know there's going to be more.